Hey everybody, Eugene here. Welcome back to the channel. Now, you guys know I love a good history lesson, but today we're diving deep into the wacky side of history with a challenge. Are you ready? Think you know all the weird things people believed in the 50s? Think again. We're talking bizarre health fads, strange car safety tips, and so much more. It's going to be a wild ride. We've got 20 mind-blowing riddles lined up for you, each revealing a shocking fact about what people actually believed back in the day. Play along, see how many you can guess, and let's see if we can bust some myths about the past. And remember, the answer will be revealed after a 10-second timer for each riddle. All right, riddle number one coming at you. Back in the 50s, this sweet treat was considered completely harmless, even healthy. Can you believe it? Parents were practically begging their kids to eat more of it. Doctors were recommending it. What was this magical sugar-coated wonder, you ask? It was none other than candy cigarettes. Okay, riddle number two, and this one's a head-scratcher. Imagine this. It's the 60s. You're cruising down the road in your brand-new Chevy, and what's missing? Seat belts. That's right, folks. People thought seat belts were totally unnecessary, even dangerous. Why risk being trapped in a burning car, right? Or so they thought. What a wild time to be alive. What was this crazy belief about seat belts? All right, fasten your seat belts for riddle number three, because this one's a doozy. What job required women to hang up their hats and call it a career before they even hit their midlife crisis? Imagine having your dream job but being forced to retire at the ripe old age of 32. Now that's just cruel. Think you know the answer? The answer is airline stewardess. Chapter 5, a not-so-healthy recommendation. Riddle number 4, and this one's a real head-scratcher. Picture this. It's the 50s, you're expecting a baby, and you're feeling a little backed up. What's a mom-to-be to do? Well, believe it or not, doctors had a solution, and it's not what you think. We're not talking prune juice or fiber supplements here, folks. This was the 50s, and they had some pretty interesting ideas about medicine. What was this strange medicine that pregnant women were given? The answer is cigarettes. Yes, doctors actually recommended smoking to help with constipation. Title, The Cancer-Curing Myth. All right, riddle number 5, and this one's a real jaw-dropper. What underwater predator did people in the 50s believe held the secret to curing cancer? Here's a clue. This fearsome creature, known for its sharp teeth and even sharper reputation, was thought to have miraculous healing powers. The answer is the shark. Riddle number 6. Get ready because we're about to blast off into the future, or at least what people in the 50s thought the future would look like. They believed this one technology was the absolute peak of scientific achievement. Flying cars, jetpacks. Nope, it was all about lasers, baby. What did they envision lasers doing in the future? Cutting through steel, performing surgeries, and even being used as weapons. Chapter 7, The Sweet Taste of Deception, riddle number 7, and this one's a real eye-opener. What industry am I talking about? Behind the sugary smiles and sweet talk, there was a dark secret lurking in the shadows. This industry, responsible for satisfying our sweet tooth, went to great lengths to cover up the truth about its product. They silenced critics, manipulated studies, and kept the public in the dark about the harmful effects of their sugary concoctions. The answer is the sugar industry. Riddle number 8, to fly or to fall. That was the question. Fasten your seatbelts, for this one's a wild ride. The question, remember how we talked about seatbelts being a foreign concept in the 60s? Here's a clue. People actually believed that being ejected from a car in an accident was safer than staying buckled in. Think about that for a second. Their logic, they thought it was better to be thrown clear of the wreckage than to be trapped inside. What a time to be alive. What did they think about being thrown from a car in an accident? Chapter 9. Love is in the air, but marriage is grounded. Imagine having a job that wouldn't let you get married. That's right, you heard me correctly. Tie the knot, and you can kiss your career goodbye. What profession was this cruel to lovebirds? Think you know the answer? The answer is airline stewardess. Chapter 11. Swimming with the cure. Here's your riddle. Back in the 50s, people were convinced that a specific type of cartilage held the key to stopping cancer in its tracks. Clue. And where did they believe they could find this miracle cure? In the ocean, of course. Answer, shark cartilage. Chapter 12. Lighting up for two. Hold on to your hats for riddle number 12 because this one's a real doozy. It's the 50s, you're pregnant, and you're feeling a little under the weather. What's a doctor to recommend? Here's a clue. It was seen as a perfectly acceptable solution for various pregnancy discomforts. Can you believe it? What was this bizarre thing that doctors prescribe for pregnant women? The answer, cigarettes. Riddle number 12, safety first. What was this missing safety feature, this household item? Now considered an absolute essential for any vehicle, wasn't even standard in cars back then. Can you imagine hitting the road without it? The answer is seatbelts! Chapter 13. Lasers not just for sci-fi anymore. Riddle number 13. What did people in the 50s believe lasers could accomplish? Clue. Think big, think bold, think, well, maybe a little too optimistic. Answer. They believed lasers could be used for everything from cutting through steel to creating futuristic weapons. Chapter 14. Forever young, or at least until 32. What did airlines do to keep their flight attendants charming? Hint, it involved an arbitrary age limit. They had to retire at 32. Chapter 15. Beaming into the future. What light-based technology was the ultimate dream of the 50s? Forget about smartphones, the internet, and virtual reality. This light-based technology was the epitome of futuristic cool. The answer is lasers. Riddle number 16. What ocean animal was thought to never get cancer? Back in the 50s, there was a widespread belief that a certain ocean animal was immune to cancer. They thought this creature held the secret to unlocking a cure for this devastating disease. The answer is the shark. Riddle number 17. What shocking truth about the food industry are we exposing? Clue. This industry, responsible for satisfying our sweet cravings, went to great lengths to shift the blame for heart disease away from their sugary products. The answer? The sugar industry funded research to blame fat for heart disease instead of sugar. Riddle number 18. What was the controversial safety feature that faced fierce opposition in the 1950s? Here's a clue. This technology, now considered mandatory for our safety, was met with resistance, skepticism, and even outright defiance. The answer is seatbelts. Prepare to be astounded by riddle number 19. What was considered an acceptable solution for various pregnancy discomforts in the 50s? Here's a clue. It involves lighting up. The answer is smoking a cigarette. Riddle number 20. What was one of the most bizarre beliefs about cancer research in the 50s? So, here's a clue. It involves the ocean. The answer. Some believed that deep-sea creatures held the key to curing cancer. Wow, can you believe the things people used to believe? From sugar being a health food to sharks holding the cure for cancer, the 50s were definitely a wild time. So, how did you do? Did you manage to guess all 20 riddles correctly? Let me know in the comments below. Which one shocked you the most? Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. After all, who doesn't love a good dose of historical trivia? Until next time, stay curious. Before we wrap up, let's add a little challenge. Riddle number 1. Which medical treatment once believed to be the future of health was actually a major health risk? Here's a clue. It was once used in everything from water to toothpaste. We'll give you 10 seconds to come up with your answer. Starting now, time a countdown with tense background music. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gap 1S. And the answer is radium treatments, a gap 2S. In very bold characters in a framed background. It was once hailed as a miracle cure for all sorts of ailments, but it turned out to be extremely dangerous. It's incredible how far we've come in understanding what truly benefits our health. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more fascinating content. Stay curious and we'll see you in the next video. Gap 3S. Visual. Fade out with a thank you for watching. Screen.